winter of 2024 was good for those who do not like the cold weather and snow. It was not good for those of us that like to go snowmobiling in Wisconsin and Minnesota. The opportunity arose over spring break for us to take a trip to Wyoming to do what we love, snowmobiling. I've been snowmobiling for 5 years. My dad and his friend have been snowmobiling for 30 plus years. We had no idea how crucial it would be to have the proper equipment, experienced and physically fit riders, and the appropriate communication devices. This is a trail snowmobile. This is what we ride in places like Wisconsin and Minnesota. It is designed to ride on those kinds of trails. It has a shorter track and less motor, more fit for those trails, not fit for Wyoming. We got out there with our trail sleds, and we knew that we were making a mistake when we were the only ones that didn't have mountain sleds. Mountain sleds have a bigger motor and a larger track, allowing for the snow to move more freely. As we started the day, a storm rolled in. It was snowing 3 feet on the trail, and we were just getting stuck and stuck and stuck. The section of trail that should have took us an hour and a half took us 7 hours. The appropriate equipment can only go so far when we don't have physically fit and experienced riders. My brother had a bad knee. He had recently suffered an injury, but he was eager to go snowmobiling, so we made it happen. He wasn't able to move his sled back and forth as much or trudge through the deep snow. The third grader was my dad's friend's son. He was fairly new to the sport, so he wasn't experienced enough knowing when to maneuver his sled, and he was getting stuck. We had to stop very often to dig him out, and that slowed down the whole process. It's extremely hard to travel mountain trails when you cannot communicate with those kinds of riders to make sure they're doing okay and know where they're going. When snowmobiling up north, we use two-way radios that are built into our helmets. We use those radios to communicate back and forth as far as the safety concerns and where we're going. We found out that when we were too far apart in the mountains, they did not want to work. They wouldn't communicate the signals back and forth across the hills. In case of emergency or even to tell time, we did not have cell signal. We couldn't use our phones for anything. We learned that we need to purchase BCA devices, which are devices that mountain riders wear to communicate to each other and hear of an avalanche. We learned it can be extremely challenging to snowmobile in Wyoming when we don't have the proper equipment, the experienced and physically fit riders, or the proper communication devices. The next time we head out west, we will be sure that we have good mountain sleds, we are in good health, we have working communication devices, and knowledge of what to expect.